Welcome to episode 210 of the DORKLAIR Collecting Podcast. This week we are going to talk all about All-Star 6 voting reveals and then make predictions for the sort of plus side, even though they're not calling it All-Star 6 Plus this time, but the plus side of this wave that will be revealed officially tomorrow night. So, you know, we'll have 24 hours or so just to contemplate these things. But welcome, everybody. What's going on, guys?
Another awesome week. We had a meeting with our builder today for the new house. We had our pre-drywall meeting, and so it's getting closer. Everything's going. I was telling Chris, everything's running ahead of time. So it's exciting and it's terrifying. And as that gets closer, I find myself spending less money on our little plastic goodies and just trying to spend less and put more back and get used to tightening the belt just a little bit. So I don't even think I had any new pickups this week. I can't. I think the only thing I got is I found the G.I. Joe Classified on the vintage cards. I found the Storm Shadow and Zartan. I found them in the wild, and they're freaking awesome. I mean, anything that gets us closer to what that old figure look is, I love. So I'm continuing to love this line. And I don't know if you guys saw or not, but they announced a whole bunch of stuff last week and announced some new things today and had a few pre-orders go up. So it's and that's really about it. Just work and save. About you guys?
Yeah, quick shout out to Kevin Boots with the quick trigger finger. Hit the like button with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Kevin Boots. How about you, Chris?
They're doing good. Our new dog's doing pretty well at home, so we're all happy with that. Yeah. Only a couple new things I got. I got a third-party 6-scale figure. It's called Present Toys Future Warrior, which is like the Terminator from Terminator 2. Yeah, it's not bad. Its head sculpt's not all the way there, but the sunglasses help. And I didn't open it, but I got the Mafex Magneto and also the comic, the regular comic version, I guess. So
yeah, that looks good,
but not bad.
For me, I got this today. I've been waiting for this thing forever. This is the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Vitruvian Hacks. His name is Balsac. Balsac. Probably not the best name in my opinion, but it's cool. I want to actually gonna pull him right out real quick because
I like it.
I want to show people the paint job on this thing, if I can a little. I'm not doing the other camera because we're having these issues. So, but I mean, let me put this light over here. But yeah, look at this thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I may have seen a picture of that before, and I thought it was like a Mythic Legions just because it's so detailed.
That's what it looks like.
I'm not sold on the white loincloth here because it's so like different from everything else, but there's some other pieces in the set that have that white color. So I think it'll probably like make sense after. But then let me just show. It's got like this is cool. If I can do this right now. If I can get this on here, hold on. I don't know if I can get it on right now but it's got like a demon head.
Oh,
it's got a lot of cool.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I can't pop it on right now. It's like a little too futzy for me right now, but yeah, pretty sweet figure right here. Balsac.
I like it.
I put my light back.
How can you not love
saying
it?
It's basic. I don't know if that's true or
not. No, you got to pronounce the hyphen, and if you do that, you get some innuendo.
I wonder what I'm sure like the name, like, you know, it's a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, so it's got to be like some reference to maybe somebody, maybe the owner of the company or somebody who works there. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of reference there. But yeah, let me check in with the chat here.
I gotta disagree with Nate. I don't like the otherwise so good. I like that loincloth. That's how I carry my towel around at the gym. That way I don't have to throw it over my shoulder or leave it somewhere. I just put it right there. And yeah.
The cool thing about hacks is they're just like legions, and I could grab some piece off another figure if I don't end up liking that, and then just like swap it out. But yeah, what's up, Nate? Nate's got I don't know if he wants me to say anything about it yet, but he's got a really cool picture that he just shared with us that he's going to be posting soon in the Myth and Fantasy Toy Pick hashtag on Instagram. My Instagram got all screwed up today. Like, I had, it wasn't like 100% screwed up, but like I could not access my posts. So like when you go to Instagram and like you have your feed, or you go to your own feed and you have like your own thing. I could see all of my posts, but like once I clicked into them to like see the comments people made, it would go to like a cannot load this page type thing. It happened on my phone on the app. It happened on my computer. When I logged out, I could load those pages, weirdly. Other people could see my pages, and I could load others people's pages even when I was logged in. It was really weird, but it actually cleared up just in the last hour or so. So that's all cleared up. Nate made me think of that because he was saying that he had something like that happen to him before. But yeah, so let's see. We got Nate in the house, Jade Russo. Shout out to the members. Let me put up the banner, the members banner.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a bunch of new members last week. We did that chill stream, and I'm gonna do that more because that was a lot of fun. Like, no planning, just go in and just chat, focus on the chat, and just hang out. And a couple people popped in. Trevor and Curtis popped in. It was a lot of fun, and people were super supportive. Eric Miller's in the house. What's up? Kevin Dufresne. Stefan, what's up, dude? I got something you're gonna like today. You're like one of my sorcery buddies now, so I got a cool little thing to show. Mike Massey. McTavish. I might not get to everybody here because we don't have a ton of time. I'm exhausted. I've been running around all day with my daughter and work and like all this stuff, but John Doozer, first 4 reveals. The first 4 reveals are better week. I don't understand why people are loving them.
Better week is not something I understand anymore.
Yeah, maybe that's
new slang. Yeah, that's new slang.
I completely disagree.
Yeah,
because they were the 4 I voted for. Like, this is the first time ever all 4 I voted for got in. JG, Jeff Hoven, Zulala. Who else we got? Hedgehog. What's up, dude? I got Mezco Mr. Freeze, the Tactics Orc set from Late Night LeBron, Vintage G.I. Joe Ninja Force, Storm Shadow from my wife for my birthday. Nice. Happy birthday again, dude.
Nice.
Golden Angle Predator, and a bunch of Masterverse and Origins. I'm starting to fall behind on Masterverse.
I am too.
I'm not seeing the deals that I used to see, so it's like I got to start buying them full.
And that's why, yeah. I still want to get all of the 82, 83, 84s, and there are a handful of those. I've still not gotten a Fisto. The Too Bad looks awesome.
I haven't gotten Too Bad. I want that. I need to get that.
Yeah, that one looks really good. And then the Stratos I haven't picked up, and there was a Ram Man, I think, dropped. But yeah, they got some good looking stuff.
They put a ton of, what are they calling it? New Eternia. They put a ton of New Eternia out.
Yeah.
All in the last couple months. It's just too many.
And that's what I've got to catch up with, because the New Eternia are all the ones that you can strip them down bare bones and they look more like their vintage cells. Yeah. Like, the one I'm least impressed with is the Merman. I'm not wild about that, but I still get it because I want to get. And that's part of the 82 line, so I have to get it. But we got spoiled, I think, picking up all of those for like $10, $12, $8.
I know, yeah. And I still see those same ones on sale, but the newer ones, not so much.
Yeah, unfortunately, they learned their lesson and they adjusted their quantities. So now we're going to probably have to pay full price like the unwashed masses.
Oh, snap.
What?
Says, I got an unexpected delivery of Loose Collector 3 Figs, Purgatory, Vampirella, Red Sonja. Oh. Nice. Lego Wick. What's this? Lego Wiccan, the Attila 4-pack, the 2-pack arrives this weekend. Super excited for it. My actually can't with this figure that I just showed with that boss fight figure that I shipped that with a 2-pack that I had ordered that I was just sitting in my my cart pile. All right. So again, we're gonna try to keep this relatively short tonight because I'm exhausted. These guys got to bump out a little bit early. And yeah, so we're going to jump right into some news. And we're doing things kind of reversed this time. We're going to get the non-Legions news out of the way first because we have such a large Legions topic to do tonight. So this figure looks sick. This is the new Mezco Firefly.
That's nice.
It looks so damn good, and it's loaded with stuff. It's got drones.
Bill, did you ever open your Destro?
I haven't even opened that yet. That's how busy I've been.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you I've had another 2 weeks to mess around with it. I now fully endorse this line. I'm in. You should take it out. It's worth it.
I gotta pop it out of the box.
Juice is worth the squeeze.
Cool.
So it made me really look forward to this even more.
Yeah, this one looks nice. Like it could be the best one so far. I mean, this alone, like this shot right here, is so cool.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
But the other thing though is like again with Mezco's like taken forever. Like I was thinking, Destro came out, maybe Roadblock will be soon, but it's still not for like until like the fall, like maybe December or something like that. So things are gonna trickle out very slowly. But I feel like there's a lot of Mezco Joe stuff that's like right now scheduled toward the end of the year in like the same window, so it could all kind of drop back to back to back. So
I really hope not. I hope they space it out like in the order that we ordered it. I love that they announced this guy. Ray Stevenson passed away a couple of weeks ago, and then we got our Firefly figure. So I'm going to call it an homage.
Oh, did he play Firefly?
Yeah, in the second G.I. Joe movie. I mean, both of those movies were he's steaming piles of dog vomit, but the second one, the dog ate something that tasted good, so it wasn't as bad. But he was a badass Firefly. He was awesome. I mean, Ray Stevenson, cool. He could do a live reading of Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I'd watch it. So I'm going to miss that guy.
Rome was one of my all-time favorite shows. That show was killer. Okay, so Firefly, that's pretty cool.
Hedgehog liked the Destro figure as well. Yep.
Nice.
I'm super excited for this.
Yep. SH Figure Arts, Indiana Jones. Now, I didn't have a ton of time to put this together. Has this gone up yet, or is this still just
no? The only new Figure Arts figure that has gone up since we talked is the Ant-Man from Quantum Mania went up this morning.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that's not up yet. Usually they'll go up about 2 weeks after they announce them, and at least with this figure, we'll get one good product this year with the Indiana Jones name on it. I'm not wild about the Hasbro line. The movie's going to be garbage, but we'll get a good Indiana Jones Figure Arts figure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I actually haven't gotten any of the Hasbro ones yet, but even though I pretty much intend to buy all of them, they're actually the kind of figures I was like, I should just not buy these, and then I can tell people I want these for Christmas when they don't ask me for stuff, because
there you go.
They're actually available to get and stuff. But
the only one that I think I'll pick up will be this for like your traditional indie. Like I like them, but not good enough to get started on another line, because if I buy more than one or two, I'm done.
And it looks like they're going pretty like heavy. Like they're not. They didn't like have a slow start. They're cranking them out already.
Yeah, Hasbro. Yeah, they're doing even some deep cuts for those movies.
I just now saw the growing old Walter Donovan and the sculpt of his face after he chooses poorly.
Yeah,
I mean that Hasbro's doing a really good job on their retail stuff.
Yeah, looks good. I was just thinking too, now that since Figure Arts announced this, this is like made me think of I guess it was only 9 years ago or whenever the Black Series started, and then the Figure Arts Star Wars were coming out like at the same time nearly. I'm sure this is going to be the only Jones Figure Arts figure though. I don't think they're going to go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Figure Arts is, with Hasbro, whenever they start in on a series or a movie or a line of characters, you're going to get a series. And Figure Arts, we got a Deadpool 2 coming from the second movie. That they're not above throwing out just a random figure. We got a couple Bruce Lees, a couple of Freddie Mercurys, and we'll get like from this Ant-Man movie, you'll get one Ant-Man. They should at least make a Kang. But yeah, so I'm thinking you're probably right here. But it looks pretty cool, so I'll dig it.
Yep. Something I'm noticing. So I've been having this.
Oh yeah, that's actually I asked. We had this Hedgehog just mentioned this. I asked you this, Bill, if you thought that this would kind of pave the way for Mezco to do some 112, because seems like if someone other than Hasbro has the license, the door's at least open for someone else to do it.
Yes, I think that's a very good possibility. And I want to mention something that's happening in the chat. So like Chris and Larry, you guys can't see this. I have the YouTube chat open as well. And there's little notifications popping up for members. It says Hedgehog Action, member for 1 month. Jade Russo, member for 1 month. Braku Prime, like all these. I don't know if right now, like, it's like exactly 1 month from when it happened, and that's why they're popping up in the feed. But we can't see them on this end on StreamYard, but I just want to acknowledge that. That's pretty neat that those are popping up. And then we got a super chat from Eric Alfred Abel. Never tease me with Indiana Jones and not give me Nazi army builders. Interesting.
I think if anyone makes them, it would be Figure Arts, because no American-based company is going to paint a swastika on anything and say, any World War II stuff that's had Nazis that's been produced here lately has, for the most part, at least that I've seen, has been stuff that comes from overseas. That's
like Palm Empire, things like that. I think could do those type of things.
That kind of thing's definitely a pariah over here.
Yeah, I don't know if Lucasfilm would even really want to license. Be like, we don't want our names on that right now, even though it's in the movie.
Right. Yeah, people would crawl all over that. Look, they're making Nazi toys.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, it's an option. Okay, it's an option under the super chat. Cool. To share that you've been 1 month. Cool. Yeah. A 112 indie with soft goods, that'd be really cool. I think Mezco would kill it. And I know for a fact that so there's an interview that goes way back, like back when like Spock just came out, maybe back when like they first started Marvel. And he had 2 Grail licenses. One he already got. That was Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and his other Grail license was Indiana Jones. That was like a Grail. So he's pursuing it. There's no way he's not.
Yeah.
And if they get a deal with Lucasfilm, you never know what else might come.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So next up, we have the Masterverse. What do they call these? The exclusive to their site. I forget what the Mattel exclusive, whatever.
Mattel Creations.
Creations. That's what it is. Yep. Yeah. And so these are figures based on the original prototype. Yeah. And I have those here. So these are the original prototypes where they took some random figure and they said, let's imagine a line where you could just add stuff. You have the body and you can just like add stuff. And of course they've got like a Boba Fett knockoff on one of them. And then Horseman did it.
Yeah, I was going to say they did that. And they did it cool for the Classics line because one figure came with everything. Right. So of course, my idiot ass had to buy 3 of them so I could display it.
Do all 3
different ways. Yeah.
And that's how they're doing this. This is one figure. It comes with all of it. I think this version of it is awesome. This is such a cool design. Like, okay, we can't rip off Boba Fett, so let's do something unique. And like, this is really cool.
It's reminiscent of the robot that's in Castle Grayskull. The helmet there is. So there's a lot of cool stuff there, and that's better than just a plain old tank turret. I mean, it actually looks like something from. So bullet head looks better, tank head looks better, and this Vicron that one looks freaking awesome. I love that. And
I'm in for anything barbarian style, so
I hope that this means. Do you remember when they did? So there were two others. So that was the one that Roger Sweet did. That he did the clay add-on to Big Jim. But then what you call it? The guy who did the concept art and crap. I can't remember his name. I can see his face. Not Rudy Obrero. Rudy Obrero did all the paintings, but the guy who did the concept art for He-Man, he did a Viking figure, and then a demon figure that eventually became Skeletor, and Classics did those as well. It was Demo Man and Vicor. So I hope this means that we're going to get a Vicor in Masterverse, because that would just rock.
Because that's even more of a straight up Conan essentially.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's $35. I feel like that's not bad for all that stuff. Like, it's, when Hasbro does a deluxe, it doesn't feel like a deluxe, but this does. Did I put all the accessories in there? I didn't. There's a picture with all the accessories together. It's a lot of stuff, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's great for all that plastic, but 35 is actually going to become 105 because you got to display all three.
I was going to say, I mean, do they have those cheap He-Mans anymore? Couldn't you, weren't they like $10 at one point?
The 20th anniversary or the
20th anniversary.
I'm not seeing those in a while.
It would all work, right?
I think it would, and I bought a couple of those extra for customizing down the line, so I've got a couple in boxes.
Yeah.
My favorite one's still the one that Bill got me. That head sculpt is ridiculous.
Eric Miller. We're going to talk about him right now. So, so this is ending Sunday. So Armies of Ashmore is almost done, and it is the last leg. I don't have the thing. It's about it jumped over 110, maybe 115,000. It needs to get to 150 for the next stretch goal. And it's hard to predict because it's always the last 2 days where it just starts ramping up. So it's tough to say if that translucent dino is going to be in there. But even if you're not interested in the colorful dinos, this set that Eric Miller painted that we've talked about multiple times now is $25 if you want just this set. And I gotta say, it is absolutely worth it. Like, these are massive pieces. These are huge weapons. And like right here, Eric Miller took some additional pictures with the half giant with the Nate Barch parts on there. And you can see how big these parts are. They're awesome. And so I encourage you to support it if you think you might want these figures for even just for your ogre scale mythics. But I'm pumped. Like, I can't tell you how ecstatic I am that this line got funded. Even just for what's there now. Like, I could live without the blue translucent one, but all the stuff that's revealed is killer, and I ordered all of it.
Yeah, it looks really great.
Yeah. So this shield is two pieces that connect together like this. Yeah. And they each have their own handle, or you can just have one handle on. They're like removable handles.
Nice.
This one's for Stefan. This is something for the creatives out there who might be interested in the sorcery trading card game. So they're doing a little competition. If you join their Facebook group, and if you go to their site, you can, if you go to sorcerytcg.com, I think it is, they link to their Facebook group. But the goal is to take a picture of just like regular ordinary stuff and try to make it look like one of their cards. So there's their example, which is hilarious. This is mine. This is my lazy entry. I took a paintbrush and just my my blotter mat for customizing, like just had that there and tried to recreate their Spear of Destiny. So Stefan or anybody else, I know Nate is kind of interested. Like, this is a fun little creative way. Just browse their photos and see if you can come up with a way. And the winner's going to get alpha product, which is kind of rare because it's only Kickstarter stuff. I don't know what they're going to get, if it's going to be like a box or just a couple packs or what, but pretty cool contest. This is right around the corner. This is supposed to ship. The alpha stuff is supposed to ship, I think, the end of June or the beginning of July. So this thing's going to be out quick. And I'm going to open up some packs and stuff on the stream.
Nice. That's really clever with the paintbrush there. I want to take a look and see if I could think of anything for that.
Yeah, browse through there. So there's a site called curiosa.io that has all the cards, or like 99% of the cards. You might not see them all on sorcerytcg.com, but they're all on the other site. And yeah, so getting into the Legions news, we have the winners. All very old, very hard to find figures. And as I said earlier, these are the exact 4 I voted for. My number 1 was Gorthok all the way. And I guess Clavian was the number 1 voted. I thought I wanted Gorthok the most, and B, I thought Gorthok would absolutely get the most votes. But Clavian won. Both are, a lot of people were upset that King Bromden didn't win. I'm going to hopefully remedy that for at least one person tonight. And then we got Sir Ignatius. So it's a solid, like, win for people who are trying to find the really hard to find figures. Like, and that's what I think All Stars really is all about that. I know some people are like, the other figures are better. And it's kind of true. Like, Bromden is better than both are, right? I would even say parts wise, maybe not paint wise, but parts wise, like, what do you call it? The orc, Vorthog is probably like better value than Gorthok, right? Like, there's just like other figures like in the same category that are better values. Magnus is probably better value than Sir Ignatius. Like, there's that thing going on, but like, when you think about, okay, if I could go buy a Bromden for 150 and a Bothar for 250, and like, I need both, I'd rather get the 251 knocked down to $37 than the 151 knocked down to $37. But I think what it came down to was a lot of people already have Bromden and don't have Bothar. A lot of people already have so-and-so and don't have the other one. And that just, people bought what they wanted to add to their collection. But
yeah, that's totally makes sense. I mean, that's exactly what I did. Cause I've got Bromden. It's like, if you've been a collector for a couple of years, not like going back to the, first one or even when like, Advent of Decay went up for order, you didn't have to be a collector back then to get King Bromden. He was just, he was available for like literally years on Big Bad Toy Store. And
he was on the table at the convention I went to. Four Horsemen was selling Bromden.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was only one case, but like last month they were selling Bromden at the convention. Like,
yeah, exactly. So
$40.
It's, it is what it is. And I think they're all good. They're all pretty good. They're all pretty good at army building too. Like Clavian, if you want a bunch of red, I was thinking if I'm going to get one of each of those other guys, I'll probably get 2 of them just because I like having at least a mini army of 2, if nothing else. But
Clavian's story references multiple of his type of skeleton too. So that's like, even in lore, that's like an army builder.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have
just cool looking, but anyway, sorry.
I haven't seen him in person, and supposedly his armor in person is like 10 times better than it does look in pictures. Although Trevor's shots do look really good, and all of these are massive improvements over what was previously there. Happy All Stars Eve, $5 super chat from Mike Massey. Thank you very much.
I didn't, obviously I don't follow Mythic as closely as you guys do, but based the conversations we had when you were going over them. I voted for 2 of these. I voted for Ignatius and Gorthok, but I also voted for, what's the dude that had the enormous red skull face, the huge chin?
Oh, that's Belphegor.
Yeah, I voted for that one too. And then I think I can't remember who the fourth, who else I voted for. I can't remember. Those are the only 3 that stick out in my head, but they're cool. I'm definitely going to pick up that Ignatius. I'm on the fence about the others.
A lot of people are talking about how completionists swayed the vote, but I think it's the middle ground that swayed, that really, like, you have this very extreme over here. You have this very extreme diehard people who are trying to complete the line and 100% the line. And then over here, you have this really diehard army builder group. And it's another small, like, people who like army build like 12 dozen plus figures, like that's tiny fraction. And the people in the middle probably do a little bit of both. And I'm thinking that, again, it just comes down to people looking at what they have in their collection. And there's just a lot more people who have, like, someone like Bromden, for example, and just don't have both are. I have 2 Bromdens. Well, soon to be just 1, but I have, 2 Bromdens right now. And I don't have a both are. Can't wait to army build Clavian. Yeah, he's an army builder. Reynolds Cruz, dude. $10 super chat. Wait, look at this. Right there.
Nice.
That's funny that I had that like right in front of me. Forge collection.
New member too.
New member, Collecting Brothers. Sweet. All right, so flipping through these, Trevor's new photos.
Both are the only one I voted for that made it.
I was going to say, you must be pumped about this.
Yeah, I'm just glad to have another option for another dwarf.
Yep.
Another paint scheme for the armor and everything. Yeah. I voted for him, Bromden, and Warrior, because those just like they all got the short legs.
Dwarf bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Like, I mean, the paint job this is one where, like, I wouldn't say most people could do this. Like, if they're trying to replicate it at home,
customize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was not a later wave, but like this wasn't a 1.0. This was Covenant of Shadows, and at like that's when they like who was it? Scaphoid. They really started ramping up the paint applications and just doing neat things with these figures in that like 3rd, 4th, 5th wave. They really started cranking up the paint applications. Which makes sense because by then they had everything locked in. They had all the molds locked in and they could do things like that. Got another one. Cyber Rat, what's up? Welcome to the Dorklair denizens. Everyone's a denizen, by the way. That's just the name of the members. But everyone, member or not, is a Dorklair denizen. Speaking of Covenant of Shadows, really good article. Not an article. It's a chapter. So the book that's coming out that they're working on, which I think Jeremy cryptically announced that he hit 200 pages written for the book. A chapter from the book was published. Jeremy, I didn't get a chance to listen, but he read it on his live stream last night. And so I did read the chapter today while I was at work. But it's really good. It's a really cool story because it just places you right in the room where these guys are plotting. These are the 4 faction representatives from the 4 like evil factions, and they get together and they start plotting how to summon back the great evil gods, right? Arethyr and Alithia, Necronominus, and like all that stuff. Like that's like how the storyline evolves, is these guys bring them back. So these, like getting Gorthok again, because all of these have been recently released. You could probably get the other 3 for $70 or less right now. And like having Gorthok in that mix is a great thematic collection thing for people who are into the story. Definitely check out I would check out his podcast because I guess he did it with voices and stuff, and he like read it like in character and stuff. So I still have to listen, but
take a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at us with 150 people. People
That's
are
crazy.
catching on to my hints, I think. Yeah, and then
man, I love that armor.
Yeah. Really cool. And this is going to be a fun. I've seen some people do like Purplore swaps with this one, with some of the armor parts with Purplore. This would be a good one for swap.
Yeah,
somebody even mentioned doing this with this would be kind of cool. The browns with the pearls.
I guess it would, going back to Purplore, it would make me it would be like I can't think of the other, the cat's name, that lost in the All Stars. I can't think of his name, but he's got very out there armor, colorful.
Yeah. Balam, yeah.
Balam, yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yep. And I've done a similar thing. Like I took Calavius, the dark-skinned gladiator guy. I've taken him. I think I showed it last week, and I've mashed him up with Balam. Yeah, that's a good look. All right, it's time. So just shout outs again. Like last week just blew me away, and this is why I'm kind of like I'm doing this giveaway this week. But yeah, just that's a lot of people just chipping in, and we got a nice giveaway today. So let me get something set up here.
Aristotle just became a member.
Thank you, Aristotle.
Yeah. Can't believe you're still alive and kicking.
That's actually a fairly like common name, I think.
Oh, really? I guess so.
All right, so let me do the giveaway tool. Does anybody know what I'm giving away yet in the chat? Anybody know what I'm giving away yet? And let me just double check something. Banners. Yep. Yeah, they're on to me. They are on to me. Okay. Let me pull this down. That's right. I put this up for trade last week, and nobody wanted to trade it. I was trying to get a snag, which I don't have. I regret never getting a snag. Maybe at one of the conventions, but that's what we're doing. We're giving away a Bromden. I saw a lot of people upset that Bromden didn't win. So, giving away my extra Bromden.
Cool.
Let me pull up the banner here. In fine tradition, the hashtag is dwarf. Typical.
A little on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, typical uncreative hashtag. Shane voted Bromden. I hope somebody who like really needs a Bromden wins it. Because I saw a lot of people that were really upset that Bromden didn't.
Yeah. That was. I mean, I saw it for all of them. I guess that was the one where it's like, well, there's, if you're gonna vote for dwarves, there's only, there's 2 dwarves. So that was the one where it seemed like everyone was like, why didn't everyone vote for the other one?
Shout out to Anthony Hausiel, who runs the how like there's all these little subgroups. He runs the dwarf subgroup on Facebook, and he had the brilliant idea to run a poll. He said, "Okay, guys, let's organize, right?" And he said, "Who should we vote for? Should we vote for Bromden or for Bothar?" And they ran a poll, and Bothar won. And so the idea was to encourage as many dwarf people to not split the vote, which is, I think, what some people thought might happen to Gorthok. But but like the idea was to like avoid splitting the vote, and I'd say it probably worked, right? Because a dwarf won, and a dwarf has never won. It's always skeletons. I thought, I was convinced Pixis was going to win the bottom row there, like the second reissue group there, because he was a skeleton, like, and they're so popular, and you know, also a Mercurian. But
yeah, I thought that was gonna win too. I didn't vote for him. I voted for Asteron. Is that the name? That just looked really cool. Minotaur. I like that paint job on that guy. But yeah, I'm overall happy. But yeah, and I think they revealed them, like, you know, like Clavian got the most votes, and I think Bolthar got second most. I think they revealed them in like vote tally order.
They only said it on the first one, so I don't know if that was actually what happened with the other two. I'm not sure. Maybe Jeremy mentioned. He might have mentioned it last night because they were all revealed by the time he streamed last night.
Okay.
Dwarf.
Yeah, but either way, just like you said, just being able to get a dwarf to win takes a whole lot.
Speaking of Spartans, Josh, our trip. Thank you, Josh. Somebody had something. Oh, this was an interesting one. J-Mac, it forced him to vote both spend both of his votes on the two dwarfs because he wanted to make sure that his vote went to a dwarf and counted, you know. I was dreading that Pixis win as well. I was literally like cool with whatever one. I will buy like every single one of those figures. I feel like this year, especially, they were all really good, and I would have bought any single one of them. You know, even ones that I would be buying again. Oh, no, Jeremy mentioned it. Does that mean Jeremy did not mention it? Oh, he did. Okay, Bolthar was second. Yeah, there you go. Cool.
Pretty close to Clavian's. That's good on the voting.
Yeah, that's the dwarf fans rallied for sure.
Pixis was that a Pixel Dan like homage, or is that?
Yes.
Am I trying to remember that? Yeah.
Yep. What's the likelihood? Man, these comments are coming in fast right now. I mean, 165. This might be the highest we've ever been. What's the likelihood that we ever get a dragon? I think the likelihood is pretty good, pretty high. They've teased it. They've mentioned that they want to do one. I think the question is just the logistics of doing it is really what it is. You know, like it's a big project. How do you run it? How do you pack it? How do you ship it? There's just a lot of things, I think.
Just the design itself, like what's the dragon, like what dragon are you, like just a classical folklore dragon? Because I don't know how you design a figure that'll work that way. Like, you know, like that Mortal Kombat Liu Kang dragon, it can only really stand up because that's just like, unless you have like figure arts where you have like 48 parts to make the guy move or something.
Right.
That'll be very interesting.
Robert wants to become a member. It's weird, Robert. So one of the issues is that the join button doesn't show up on all apps. I think particularly in iOS, it doesn't show up, possibly Safari. So like you might need to be on a desktop, logged in on Chrome or something, and then right next to like the subscribe button, either on my channel page or on this stream, you should be able to click join, but like depending on which application you're using, it doesn't always show up. So might be something to, like, you know, when you get a chance at a computer to try it or something like that. Yeah, it does not show up on iOS. How big a dragon would be too big? 10 feet would be too big.
I was going to say, you'd have to go pretty big because I have a battle cat the size of a real cat coming. And people will buy the big stuff.
I'm thinking of like, I think like Mattel's Jurassic Park. You know, their big colossals would probably be, I wouldn't say too big, but that would be like within range, I guess.
Could you imagine
I think that Battle Cat is a good reference. Like that's a 6 scale figure, but a dragon's even bigger. So like something with that kind of mass, but maybe just spread out longer. Yeah. Spread out more. Yeah. All right. We're going to do this because I always forget to spin the wheel. So we're going to do it right now. So I just need to put this on the screen. So give me 1 second. my goal tonight was not to screw up the giveaway like I've been doing the last few weeks.
Oh, right, where it's lapsed or something.
Or just like I forget to even do it, and then somebody's like at the end, I'm like, all right, everybody have a great day, and they're like, hey, what about the giveaway? It's like a moron. I sound like an asshole. All right. Share giveaway tool. Oh wow, okay. It takes a Bromden to get 100 entries.
Nice.
Or 180 people. Yeah, so as usual, I'll ship it to the United States. The rules are in the description below. I'm going to spin this thing. If you win it, just shoot me an email at podcast@dorklair.com, or if you want to just message me on social, like PM me. If I don't respond to you tonight, it'll be by tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning or something. Usually I'll get to it tonight, depending on when the message comes in. So here we go. 114. This is our biggest giveaway, I think, so far. 3, 2, 1, go. And Chris, you need to bounce, right? Is that right? Or no?
I can stay on until around 6:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Fix things.
Who's it going to be? Oh, Kevin Dufresne. Nice, dude. Congratulations. So just message me and I will get that out most likely tomorrow, if not Saturday morning. And thanks everybody for the support. As always, let me pull down this banner, hide that, put that back up. All the members, all the super chats. Come back to this. All these guys, this is why I can do these giveaways, because of the generous audience who's always supporting. So thank you, everybody. And congratulations to Kevin. All right, let me pull this down. And okay, so this is what we have going on tomorrow night. Just like last year, they're doing the reissue figures, and they're doing new figures. So at the end of G-Con last year, they announced that this year's All-Star 6 coming this spring would be a continuation of Necronominus, and this would be the year of Necronominus, and this wave would have Necronominus themes. I would assume at least some of the figures will be Necronominus. If you remember last year's, it was Alithia was just coming out, and Arethyr had come out prior, and they had some Arethyr figures and some Alithia figures, right? They had Xylona's flock characters and Arethyr characters last year. So this year, I assume it's going to be probably, just based on this image, there's a skeleton right there, a new skeleton character, and that's going to be one of them. So we're going to get Necronominus figures, and maybe we'll get some knights or some angels or things like that, right? I just zoomed in on it just to give you a closer look. I think the neck is new, or maybe it's one of the same neck as one of the new figures, like the new skeleton body figure. You can tell this one has a skeleton torso, right? So it's probably like not the Tripiculi, but the Reaper guy who underneath is a basic skeleton. Maybe this will be like a deluxe skeleton or something, or another new named skeleton type character with a full skeleton body. So yeah, those pauldrons we've seen a number of times, but that head is definitely new. Of all the things, the head is with that, whatever helmet that's on there, that is definitely new. Trevor says, maybe it's a skeleton. As he looks at his own photo. There's some stuff in the back, but again, this is a Trevor shot, and usually these are like a one character shot, and there might be a teaser behind, but I feel like that's environmental stuff, trees or something. Helmet looks like it could be removable. Yeah, possibly. Or, two separate pieces where you could unglue them, like we've seen. I just want to throw this up here as a reminder. What does it say? This is just a small part of the hilt on a huge Dragosaur. The scythe that comes with Necronominus is kind of like that, where it's got
right.
It's got him in there. But I threw this slide up here just because, like, just to wrap our heads around what's already been announced, right? Like, they're not going to do a Grim Reaper, like that they're doing that already, right? They're not going to do I actually wonder, they could do a Bone Horse, right? Like they want to utilize that mold, so they could. I'd be interested to hear, because I can't think of anything, like what ideas people would have if they were going to do another Bone Horse here, like in this new wave. What they could do to make it different enough to sell more Bone Horses.
Yeah, that'd be
or is it just people missed out on
it?
I think. Yeah, it would have to have some really unique stuff going on, I think. And so what I did was I posted in the Cabal, and we're just going to like crank through people who shared their predictions. Some of them are out there and I think are very unlikely. Some make certain sense, like Gorgo without a helmet. The reason why that kind of makes sense is because if you've ever noticed, Gorgo has a bone skeletal neck. So there's a lot of people who theorize he's like the other child of Necronominus. I don't think they'd put another Gorgo out right after releasing this one, but hey, you never know. Orange Varg, that's interesting. Blaze Bear says Morgulith version 2. I think that's a solid prediction. I think that could very well happen. Version 2s, I think, are high on my list of like, those things could happen. Oh, here we go. There's a way to do it. Glow in the dark Bone Horse Hedgehog. Great idea. Right? Blue, maybe blue, so you could put Blue Hagnon on there. Maybe a new animal like a warthog or a bear. Skeletal cat. Yeah, so there you go. Jeff also predicting Morgulith version 2. Bone unicorn? Ooh, okay. Maybe they'll do a unicorn and a bone unicorn. I think they could do a Pegasus with that white horse, or just Pegasus wings. I don't know how they would attach them.
Oh, yeah. New harness or something.
Yeah, a special saddle that actually they attach to. Jared says, I'd love to see an orange skeleton. This is like an orange theme going on here. Although I understand Toy Bro's desire for it. It's like his color. But my prediction is that I'm wrong. I'd love to see some skeletons that are not humans though. Goblin skeleton, orc, in skeleton form. Yeah. Boy called Malice, $10 super chat, chipping in to continue cool stuff. Good to see Larry and Chris, though I miss Larry's awesome Transformers background. My wish list for tomorrow's reveal would be version 2s and a troll-sized skeleton bruiser.
That would be cool.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. We cleared out all the other regular trolls.
Yeah. We got room now to make more.
Yeah.
Ben says, I really need another 2.0 female skeleton. I know those aren't popular, but you're going to see that just in general, the 2.0 skeleton, like that was one of my predictions on the first go around, was that we'd see those arms get used for just like a pretty basic regular skeleton, like maybe a fully bone skeleton. And, they did the 1.0 size skeleton, and we didn't see any 2.0 skeleton. So I think a 2.0 skeleton is a very likely thing for this wave. Connor says maybe a brute scale knight, since having some armored parts at that scale would open the door for lots of options in the future. I would also be happy with some kind of shambling horror corpse golem with weird proportions, something that is to a zombie what Torpiculi is to a skeleton. Interesting. And I'm going to come back to the brute scaled knight because that's going to be one of my predictions at the end. Walter Hagen, in the typical Walter Hagen way, says stuff. He may know what's coming because he often has inside info. Eric says, I've been predicting an ogre scale skeleton since GCon, but I'm pretty much always wrong in my predictions. That would be, I think, more likely than a troll skeleton. Ryan says, I'll never be able to get Atlas without a new version. I'd like to see an announcement for an Atlas 2.0 so the value of the first will drop so I can finally buy it. I think they'll do an Atlas 2.0. I'm not sure if this is the wave for it, but I feel like that's bound to happen. He's a major character. Gibby Kevin had a bunch of posts. He said a Dracolith, which is a skeleton dragon. I think we are going to get a knight style skeleton, but with his chest bones exposed, a la new chest piece. A knight style skeleton, but fully unarmored. I'm not sure how that would signify knight. Maybe a couple pieces of armor that are like a knight. Skeleton troll. Oh, there you go again. Another skeleton troll prediction. Like to see some girls. Bring on the ladies. A goblin Skeletemplar mage builder. Now that, I like the ring of that. Goblin Skeletemplar mage builder. Like, is that all one thing? A new Templar Knight, Sebastian. A new Templar Knight, Magnus 2.0. A new Silver Knight. More knights. Magnus is in a different faction, so I think it'll be more like angelic type knight than like I don't know. There's a little bit of a difference there. Sandeep says skeleton orc chieftain. Skeleton orc chieftain. Yeah, like you could do a skeleton orc easily with just a new head sculpt, right? Female Templar Knight, skeleton ogre that can part swap with the Terpiculi. And, you know, there was that thing where Jeremy said, you're going to want more Terpiculis back when that order was going, right? Probably a version 2 of one of the skelly head honchos, Morgulith or Brother Mandibulus. I like B Mandy or Scapular. Yeah. Yeah, I could see any of those. I would love Scapular. I know he's in a different faction, but like that's a top tier character for me, and I've always wanted one, and I would be so down with a 2.0. Mummy, Al, interesting.
That would be cool.
Don says another shadow elf character, maybe a female. How about a raccoon and a fox-faced fuzzmonk? It's a lot. That's you're throwing a lot at me, Don. That's a lot to think about. Kevin says full skeleton legion builder will have pauldrons and will probably be considered deluxe. I could see it being that wide pack, like the deluxe skeleton builder, like these orc and elves that we just got. Like I could see that totally. I bet that's what it is, actually. Who do you think will show up as a surprise? Maybe a blue Nubnik head in the heads pack? Yeah, I wonder if they'll do a heads pack. We didn't vote, but that doesn't mean they're not going to do a heads pack.
Yeah, I would really hope they do. That's I liked it. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Vampire cave bear, half shark, alligator, half man. Anyone? Version 2 of Malleus. Oh, there's a good one. Aetheron 2.0. Othump. Kirby Smith for reals though. Othump. There were people at the beginning of the chat today that were saying Author 2.0. That would be crazy. Again though, different faction. I mean, it doesn't mean they can't. Like last year, it was what do you call it? Xylona's Flock and Arethyr, which aren't specifically like directly in competition. So
I remember last year we all predicting like 2.0s, and they're just all new characters. That's like it'll just turn out to be that.
Templar Priest, Aetheron version 2, Brute Scale Skeleton Warrior, Dwarf Knight. Temple Priest would be cool. Because like that's like a whole, like, so you have the religious holy Aetheron faction, right? And you have like knights, you have angels, but you don't really have priests yet, right? And we're starting to get things like priests, like wizards and things. All right, let me keep going through these. And Chris, feel free to bounce whenever you're
okay. I got a couple more minutes and I'll bounce.
Cool. All right, Billy Beige, a new skeleton legion builder, a new knight legion builder. If There's a Necronominous Ogre. It'll be a zombie. Zombie Ogre. Other than those guesses, I'm
awesome.
ready to be surprised. Yeah, a zombie ogre would be sick.
Yeah. I mean, they have that new, all the new armor for a new ogre armor. So that would be nice to, get something else out of that right quick, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan says a 2.0 naked skelly builder. Yep. That's what I want that. I mean, I guess I don't have my hands on the all new 1.0 skeleton. Prior to that, though, I always preferred the 2.0 skeletons. I really like the 2.0 skeleton, and just the silhouette and the shape of that thing is great. Nick says, now we're talking. Definitely more skeletons, based on G-Con hints. Jeremy from last year, got to be characters to support Necronominous. Timothy, Morgulith version 2. We're seeing a lot of, so that's got to be the most popular one, I would think, so far. Morgulith 2 or like Skeleton Builder, like what those two. A new female knight and a skeleton dwarf. A version 2 nobody said would be Gadriel 2.
Yeah,
Here's Kevin. Clear glow angelic warrior summoned by the priest. Skeleton dwarf. We have bone dwarf thighs. Ooh, good point. That's right.
Yeah.
Terpiculi has dwarf-sized parts. Brute skeletal orc. Templar priests. Templar priests. And then Justin. That's the Justin tribute figure to Justin Johnson, who passed away. Which they've revealed they have not actually put up for pre-order yet. Josh says, brute scale angel warrior. That, I'm so down with that. A brute scale, maybe like half muscle, half, armored with the wings. Yeah. Brother Mandibulus 2. That was Will. Joe Suter, I predict we'll see some wings. Peter says, brute scale knight. Gwendolyn 2 from Adam Bobo. Romeo says, skeleton ogre, skeleton centaur. That could happen. I mean, they have the parts, right?
Yeah, that could definitely.
Skeleton wings. And, well, yeah, because they have the new skeleton wings. They could do a wings pack of those skeleton wings, maybe in a different color, or just the wings for people who didn't want to buy Necronominous, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And, so those are those predictions. And then again, just to remind people of what we've had already, here's my predictions. Sir Valgard 2. We're in a dwarf renaissance right now.
Right.
I'm going with Sir Valgard 2. I would really love to see a dwarf 2. Like, I'd love to see what they do, with a character specific armor. Yeah. For a dwarf, because we've only had just the generic dwarf armors pretty much. Like, I want to see what they do with a character specific dwarf like this. So that's prediction 1 from me. I mean, I guess wish 1, because I don't know if I don't know the likelihood of that, but that's what I want to see. And then, people have kind of mentioned this, but like, one of the best figures in the line, my first figure I ever got, a deluxe knight. They've been doing those deluxe packs. I think they'll do not just a reissue of this, but they'll do it with the new knight parts. And you might even see 2 different torsos in there again, with the new torso, with the cloth goods, and maybe with a regular torso, maybe even like multiple cloth looks for it, right? Like, you have those new knight torsos with the different cloth coverings. Like, yeah, I think you could see it having multiple looks just using cloth. So that, I think a deluxe Knight 3 has a pretty good likelihood. Yeah, and I think if they just straight up reissue this Knight, then yeah, it would be more appropriate for reinforcements. But I'm talking about a brand new figure.
Yeah, there's so many parts. I mean, I wonder if they'll ever do things like make the torso part loose enough, then to just give you new, like, instead of whole torsos, they're just swapping face plates or whatever you would call it, torso plates. just to give you a lot more options.
Extra torso plates. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some people have mentioned this, a brute scale knight. This is another one I really would like to see. I'm so excited for brute scale, and I just want to see more parts for it. But I gotta say, these knight heads that came with Father Christmas are, to me, more appropriately sized for brute scale. Like they fit perfectly with brute scale. And I think that that's a hint. Like I think that could possibly be the thing here. Like these helmets could be used on a brute scale knight. And then I'm just doing a name. I'm predicting a name. I don't know if it's the Gatekeeper, but Deadland is the island. And like last year we had the Xylernian Guard that had that shield, and they teased this shield in the G-Con last year. I think like we could potentially see some kind of non-named character that's not the just basic builder or whatever, but that is like a cool cloth goods, like a lot of cool stuff, purple action going on. Maybe like some of the colors that are with, not the bone color, but like the armor, the cloth color that's on Scaphoid. That is some sort of army builder type character with this shield. Like someone's got to come with the shield, right? And it's purple, or maybe it won't be purple. I don't know, but like someone's got to come with the shield. Or yeah, there you go, Gravekeeper. That's even better than Gatekeeper, right? The Deadland Gravekeeper. Although Gravekeeper feels like it wouldn't be kind of somebody would maybe hold a shield like that, but yeah. Deadland Sentinel. There you go. Deadland Sentry. Something like that, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the thing. Let's see if there's any last predictions. So nobody else, please. It'll be an Ewok teddy bear army builder set. Honestly, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Hasbro to make more Ewoks. That's like their best figure. Bill, you just killed my wallet. I forget what I was saying at that point.
I like the idea of this new shield. I mean, I really like how ridiculous their shields are now. Instead of just painting on the emblem, it's just this big ass thing. That's
ceremonial.
Really
it's like it's pomp and it's cool. Right. Who will be the first to put a Templar tunic on a skeleton torso with ribs exposing the ribs underneath? That would look cool. I don't know if that cloth would work right with that. Like would you really see anything? But if you could pull it off somehow, I think it would be really cool. Or rip it up. Oh, with rips. Yeah, that makes sense. Rip it up. Deadland Ghoul. Yeah, the Night Builder 3 or the Deluxe Night 3. Like I think it's going to be a new deluxe wide box type figure.
I really, out of most of them, I really do think like a dwarf skeleton makes sense. Like someone said, or a couple people pointed out, like with them having the parts already. Like, I mean, I almost was like, should I get another Tuberculi just to try and make a dwarf skeleton? I was like, no, that's
you need just wait. They could do. I mean, they've done dwarf goblins, right? Like dwarf bodied goblins. Yeah. They could do a dwarf skeleton that has a dwarf skull and a goblin skull and like a couple different looks too.
That would actually be cool because then it would work for everyone. Like two fact or two, I don't know what do you call them, species? I don't know. I was just gonna say factions. Races of skeleton in one package there.
I love this idea. Weapons packs are cool. I would dig that, and I would kind of expect it, but a soft goods pack, that would be sweet. So like getting like some of those like skirts and things in different colors that we like. So like the Monkey King's cloth goods, a skirt piece and the loincloth piece, like getting those in black or some other colors. Capes, Dubon's cape, like in different colors. That would be sick. And like colors that would specifically work with other figures, So if it's going to be if it's going to be like Dubon's cape in green, make it the green that matches the Xylernian Guard or something,
Or like include Dubon's head in a head pack that's green.
Yeah, I want to see like Zendi that's coming out in the Poxus wave has a full cape with hood, with cloth cape and cloth hood, like that piece in some other colors would be sick.
Yeah,
5
I would love
Templar
any
tunics
sorts
and
of
a sock.
yeah. I would love any sort of packs like that, like that type of thing. Like, because a lot of times people are like, I'm buying this figure just to get like a few parts, and then selling the rest, or it's going in the fodder bin. But I'm a fan of them if they ever expanded their parts from just heads or weapons.
And the orange from the tactics figures, yep, that'd be cool. All right, I think that wraps it up for us tonight. We had a banger of a show. I think we were up to like 170. We're gonna hit 200
171.
soon.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That was sick. That was awesome. And that was before we even announced the crazy giveaway. Did we get to all the super chats? I'm glad you started.
I was trying to keep up with them. I think you did.
Yeah, cool. I missed one a couple weeks ago and I felt so bad. It was Anthony Hernandez. Bat bomb. Just a wing adapter pack. It's like suckers. I could make those packs and like sell them till the end of, and give them away till the end of time. With how many I have. I literally have a giant bag of them. I've got an ogre scale handset for you, Bill. Sweet.
Nice.
Only 29 likes. Let's go, people. 154 people and only 29
Seriously,
likes.
just click the button. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Look,
and while you're down there, click the little like bell to set on reminders. And those are ways you can support. And then when the thing ends in like 2 minutes, put a little comment in the comment section, not in the chat here, but in the comment section. That helps too. Just say, hey, great show. Or just, you know what we should do? We should have like a pick one. So
what?
After the stream ends, would you rather go in the comments, not in the chat here. After the stream ends, go in the comments and tell me, would you rather have Morgulith 2.0 or Brother Mandibulus 2.0? Morgulith or Brother, which one would you have? Put that in the comments when the video ends, like in the comments below. All right. Okay, 89 likes. That makes more sense. And then cheap plug here, we are having an after party. Oh, that's right. So after the stream tomorrow night, so that would be roughly 9 p.m. tomorrow, this wave is going to go on sale. And Curtis and the gang Off-World podcast are going to have an All-Stars recap to discuss the reveals. I will try to make it. I'm going to watch, I'll watch the live and everything. So I should be around to watch that too. We have a few special guests lined up. Sweet. Nice. And we'll end it with that. I want to thank everybody for coming out. And until next time, may the force be with you.